Merry meet again, my dear. I almost always like to focus my readings on how to further a twin flame journey. I like to look forwards and seek advice rather than focusing on the present. In this reading, we have a mix of both because your actions in the present might well dictate the future. I'm getting several messages from what I feel is quite a strong masculine energy. This doesn't necessarily mean gender, but the energy dynamics of this message are definitely masculine. The first message feels quite urgent and repeated. I don't want to lose you. There's a sense of urgency to it. Their higher self can see straight through the blockages in the physical level. They know how strong the bond is, and there's a sense of panic to the message. On the higher level, your twin flame knows that failure isn't possible in the long run. However, they also know how incredibly rare it is that you both are here in this lifetime and you're aware of the journey you're on. Their urgency is because they see this rare chance to reach union. There's a sense of urgency to the message, but I'm seeing a very specific pattern here. Their panic is not about pushing things right now. They are worried you are pushing things too hard. That brings us to the second message. Focus on yourself for a moment. We need to be very careful with how we interpret a message like this. It can be all too easy to fall into the trap of focusing too much on the twin flame journey. The strength of the connection can become distracting, to say the least. Sometimes that becomes counterproductive to our journey. If we spend too much time focusing on them instead of ourselves, we can miss the forest for the trees. We can slow down the progression, which actually brings us to union. Or worse, we can stop it entirely. On the other hand, if we completely try to forget about the journey, we might miss out on an important opportunity. Navigating the stage of separation is like trying to balance on a tightrope. But you don't need to walk this tightrope by yourself. The message here is telling you to focus on yourself for a moment. Your twin can see something on your path that you might be missing by yourself. The energetic connection between the two of you allows them to see your authentic self. Perhaps there is something you are hiding from yourself or trying to avoid, but to your mirror soul, it is plain as day. Lastly, there is a sense of confusion or conflict in the third message. I don't understand. Help. Their higher self can see this connection you both share. They know the path you both follow and the opportunity you both have together. However, this conflict with their lower self, who doesn't fully understand the connection yet. They might not see a romantic connection at all, or, at best, they're feeling out of sorts. Their higher self tries to guide them onto something new, but there's resistance there. This flux of energy is causing all sorts of problems for them, both spiritually and physically. This might be the reason they want you to focus on yourself for a moment. It might be they need a little time to process, but more likely, they are trying to get you to help them onward. This message seems especially likely with the final card. By furthering your path, you help your twin to overcome their own obstacles. Perhaps this is something they can do themselves with time, but their higher self is calling to you for a reason. By focusing on your own shadow work, you're progressing their spiritual journey. Possibly their sense of urgency in the message is more about an opportunity they see rather than an obstacle. You both might have approached important crossroads and a real opportunity to further things along. There doesn't seem to be any specific guidance on how they want you to help other than focusing on yourself for a moment, so the key might be in shadow work. Intuitively, you probably already know what you need to do, but we'll revisit the cards in a few days and see if we have anything more specific. There's definitely an urgency to this message, however. It's not something I would shrug off lightly. I do hope this message helps. Blessed be and talk soon.